Hello everyone, this video is of critical importance and it's about reconnecting the audio community. And this is really crucial because if you have been into audio, into high-end audio for a while, then you will realize, you will notice that people do feel very strongly about the equipment they have experience with, the equipment that they favor, and often there's a lot of ego involved, there's not enough manners involved, and there can be some really bad blood and violent discussions online. And I would like to expand on this subject a little bit because when you see it for the first time, most I would say sane people, like normal people who are exposed to it, they don't understand where it is coming from. So this is the core of the issue, that as audiophiles we are like mountain climbers, is that we are on a journey going to the top of the mountain, and we enjoy it tremendously. We enjoy uh, going higher and higher, and when we reach a certain point, when that's when we think that we have already arrived there. And as you see here, this guy, if you are in that stage, then you think that okay, I'm seeing the clouds already, I'm already higher than the sun itself, and the peak of the mountain is just a few feet in front of me, I'm almost there. And there's this other guy who has his own journey. uh, they he sees that okay, there's still that big mountain to climb, and he sees something completely different. This is how us audiophiles are too. We have completely different experiences, and that's because the number of equipment that's available is so vast, and the number of variables that make a good system work is so vast. The recordings you listen to, that also makes a key and critical difference in how you appreciate gear. And most of the problems are because when a person is so obsessed with his own climbing experience that he cannot accept, and he cannot see beyond his narrow tunnel vision, and he thinks that okay, I'm at the top, this is what I think, what and then there's someone telling him something different, and then he says, oh no, that's crap, my way is the only way, look, I'm at the top. But look, if he would take the time to go around the cliff and look at where the other guy is standing, he would realize that he is just in the middle of the clouds, and this guy is far above the clouds already. So if he would take his time, then he would realize that this guy is literally miles above his level. But when you are on your journey, you never see where the peak is. You think that the two peaks that you are talking about in your emails on the forums, they are at the same place, but they are not. In fact, none of these climbers know how high the mountain is. That's what makes us different from mountain climbers, because as a mountain climber, you have a map, you have altitudes on it, you know where to climb and how high you have to go. But as an audiophile, there's no map for us, and you have to experience things. And I can guarantee you that whatever you experience today, a year from now, 10 years from now, you will experience new heights that you didn't think are in existence. So this is what I urge everyone very strongly, that no matter how high are you in your climb, when you talk to other people, just exercise respect, because they might be literally miles ahead of you in your journey. But unless you share experiences, you're never going to find out where that other person is at. So all you can do if you are intolerant is just making a fool of yourself and just showing off, not that you love some sort of equipment, but you show off how ignorant you truly are. So now let's see how this ignorance forms. So this is our audio journey as far as our participation in the audio community goes. So in the beginning, you we all start with very little experience, without a good audio system, maybe just some basic commercial stuff at home, or as I started with a cassette tape deck and headphones, and you just wish you had fantastic sound for you. And then you progress on your audio journey, and then you become very happy because you have a system like a nice maybe an old used Quicksilver amp and a pair of panels, and you are really happy with your sound. And then you are looking at the forums, you are trying to progress, and you find these guys online who have like a type of system that they listen to. Usually it might be something orbitally expensive, maybe it's something cheap, it doesn't matter. But these guys, they use audio gear as a self-validation, and all they want is for you to yield to their superior ego and intellect. I just call this type of people Mr. Validator, because they use audio for self-validation. And it's something very sad, because they are really adamant about their views, and they are completely oblivious to what's going on around them or in the audio community. And and really they just want some attention. And based on the comments, based on the how people write, what they say, you can find out this type of people. And if there are some people who can be bullied, and those are the ones who will fall into the camp of these guys, and follow their advice. And I would say they might have some good advice, who knows, but there's a big problem with attitude, and it means that even though this equipment might be better than what you already have, but if you just follow that sort of advice and nothing else, then you will be limited to the word of Mr. Validator, and that will hinder your progression seriously over the long run. So what normal people's reaction is to such aggressive behavior is that if audio makes people so aggressive, I'm leaving the forums. And I have seen this happen to so many good people. And the aggression of these ignorant guys is because they know that if they keep on pestering people and harassing people and calling them names, then those people who really know about audio, they will leave the forums, and they will be not a competition to their ego anymore. And unfortunately this has happened to my mentor, that he used to be really active on Audio Asylum, but then he posted very little towards the end of his life, because people were just outrageously disrespectful, and it's like it was insane. So like comparing to a real life situation is when there's like a preschool kid trying to lecture Albert Einstein on his own theories. So it was just absolutely ridiculous, and to see like how dumb people can get. And the other problem with the online forums is that people tend to gang up with these dumb specimen. And I have seen this happen in many forums, like at DIY audio forum. I used to actually I did not post much there, but I used to read that forum a lot. There's a lot of good information out there, but I've seen a couple really nasty examples when people who post there a lot, like John Curl, who is a fantastic designer, and people just who normally deify him and really love him, they just fell upon him like hyenas. It was really disgusting to see. So since then I'm off that forum, and that was one big push why I started this channel, because I got fed up and intolerant with that sort of attitude. But now I feel this is time to step beyond that and leave that behind, because we just have to accept that there are people who are like that, and you have to deal with them at one level or another, but don't get bogged down with them. So don't spend too much time. People are smart, they can recognize who these people are, and on the long run, it's just not worth to stay at their level. It is much better if you focus on your audio progression. So what goes on? So either you get disencouraged by these people and leave the forums, or they bully you, they are successful with them, and you question all your choices you made in audio, and you start following their camp to their superior solutions. Or you turn into a raging monster yourself, a raging chinchilla, and I can hate you more, and you start proving how superior your way is compared to him. And now the problem is that if you go to that level, that you try to fight these people, you are at the risk of turning into one of them, because these people, they are not born that way. They had a push in their life that make them so militant, so aggressive, and so closed in tunnel vision. And usually, I could say almost always, another person who was their type, that gave them the encouragement and entitlement to behave in that manner. So I would say the only way to treat these people is to realize that haters gonna hate, and just let them play their games with themselves. And unfortunately, there are some people who gravitate to their gravity well, but there's like tons of people who really don't care about that sort of mentality. And once they experience that a person has such a massive ego and closed mindset, they just stay clear of him. And and another key thing I would like to share with everyone, whether you belong, whether you recognize yourself as being one of these uh, religious zealots who believes in your own choices to be the only one, and you have anger and hatred and lack of patience towards everyone who has found a different solution. To you, I say that this situation can only happen because of lack of trust and lack of respect and lack of shared experiences. I was really fortunate that as an audiophile, I grew up in an audio community, and we had like tons of audio club meetings where we get together. We get together as friends at each other's houses. My mentor Stu Ono, he had lots of basically lectures. When we had audio club meetings with him, he would always teach all of us. And we came from very different audio backgrounds, very listening to very different music on very different equipment, but because of those shared experiences, we could connect to each other, we could relate to each other, we we uh, we could trust each other, because you know that what that guy was saying, it was an honest statement or not. And actually we realized that not a single one of us has any reason to think that his choices are superior to others. So we, as audiophiles, we created for ourselves a validation free environment, where if you had a more expensive gear or a better sounding gear in some sonic aspects, it didn't mean that you now become a superior person to everyone else, because all of us, we realize that we are on a journey and we can all improve on our system sound. So right now, because of the situation that we have, because of the pandemic, now this situation is worse than ever, because we can connect much less than before. We can't even go to stores to listen to audio equipment. So now the shared experiences are further and fewer than they ever were before. So there is much more opportunity for these things to happen and develop. However, we can still prevent it. Just think about lack of trust, lack of respect. So most of the issues that escalate online, they happen because one person calls the other a liar. They said, no, that cannot be. I know it better because my system sounds better. But guys, we have to stop with this. You have not heard what the other person heard. And yes, maybe you are correct. Maybe what you hear, that sound, is superior to the other person's system sound, whom you never met. But maybe his solution is far superior than yours. And you're never going to find it out unless you listen to his system. And until that point, please show respect. And this is the cornerstone of our audio community, showing respect to each other and trusting that the other person who relates their experiences is telling his what he has experienced or what she has experienced. Guys, we don't have any reason why to lie about things. And if you think that the person is lying about something, that is because you have a tendency to exaggerate things. I'm a biomedical professional, and this is a known medical fact, that people who are paranoid of a certain and afraid of a certain behavior, the root cause of that is because they themselves have a tendency to show that behavior. So if you doubt whether other people's opinions can be trusted, then the first thing you have to do is examine your own experiences and beliefs, because there's a root insecurity in you, and that's what you need to work on. So I hope this helps everyone to make us a better audio community, to step to a newer level where we can all fare on our audio journey and step to the next level more easily. So thank you for tuning in, for being part of the audio community, and please like and subscribe so others can like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye bye.